Yo! Alright, so last time, Teddy died. Well, he's not dead, because if we check him, he is still breathing, but his breathing is very rough. Poor Teddy. But anyway, this time, we're going to abuse the medicine man's generosity, and we're going to sell all our medicine. Because before we go back up Holly Lolly Mountain, I would really like to have a deity code on Lloyd. So, we're going to teleport to Valentine. I just exploded on a flower. Seems legit. Alright, we're going to teleport to Valentine. There we go. And sell off a whole bunch of our medicine. So where is the shop? There's the inn. Here we go. Now, this probably isn't going to be the finale for one reason, and that's that Nintendo is level 18. We probably would be able to, climb Holly Lolly Mountain and finish it this episode, but the thing is, Nintendo has to be level 25 to fight the dragon, and it is necessary to fight the dragon, because the dragon has a 6 melody. Trust me, if he was optional, we would be skipping him. But alas, he is not. So we're going to have to make it grind the crud out of Nintendo. Which, fortunately, won't be too hard, because once we get farther up Holly Lolly Mountain, there is something that makes it very easy to grind, but it's probably going to take a while. I might actually cut for once. We'll see. But yeah, first we have to sell our medicine. I'm going to sell enough medicine to get the deity code for Lloyd, just to make our trek up Holly Lolly Mountain easier. But once we reach the grind spot in Holly Lolly Mountain, I think we'll probably just grind enough money the regular way to afford all the defensive equipment that we still need for everyone else. Also, you get $97 per thing of medicine you sell, so I think this is pretty much like the best way to grind money in this game. You probably shouldn't bother with the mouthwash or the gang members when you can just do this. Not sure why I never thought of doing this, but it works. I could probably get a lot of money for that flamethrower. I kinda like to keep it though. Oh no, he doesn't buy it. Alright, whatever. So we need to get our finances in order. Alright, I have $700 in the bank. So DD code is like 1,500 or so. Alright, so there we go. Why am I going outside? You cannot open doors. And Nintendo has the hook. Alright, Lloyd. Let's get you a coat. I better double check first. Yeah, he doesn't have one. Okay. Because if we wasted our money on a coat, that we already had, that would be a bummer. Alright, dude. Coat me up. Yeppery. Nope, nothing else. Alright. Oh yes, I have to give Lloyd his coat, for him to wear his coat. So there's one other thing that I still want to do before we climb Holly Lolly Mountain, and that is buy bread, because the final boss is on Holly Lolly Mountain, which I kind of mentioned already, but I'll mention it again because it's relevant. So anyway, we're gonna have to leave Holly Lolly Mountain to come back to Magic Hand to kill the dragon once Tintin hits level 25, and that would mean that we would have to climb Holly Lolly Mountain again. But if we leave trail of breadcrumbs, then hopefully we'll be able to just bread teleport our way back up there. Anna, you defend. These guys have stupidly high defense for random enemies. So, you can tell from the fact that it's near the end of the game, and we're not one-shotting them. So running into these guys when you first get to Magic Hand is kind of a bummer. So we're glad that never happened. Alright, here's our teleport spot. And we are going to... I'm going to use teleport with Anna, because it'll be good to have, Man, words are hard. It'll be good to have PP for Warp Slip once we get farther up Polylolly Mountain. So, where am I? Oh, yes, I need to find the bakery and buy bread. Oh no, I think you buy bread in the shop. The bakery is for all the items that aren't bread. Bread is like $30, I think. We'll just drop a bunch of money. Yeah, I might want to get a couple things of bread. It's not exactly bad to have around. Oh yeah, here's the bread man. Sup, dude? Yes, bread. Here's that berry tofu I was talking about earlier. That you can take that to the dude at the observatory and get items for it. But it's really not worth your while, because those items are not particularly helpful. It's just kind of another fun, quirky thing you can do. Alright, we want to deposit. We're going to deposit $261. Alright, so we're going to have to climb Polylolly Mountain back up to where we died with Teddy. But if you play your cards right, you don't have to do this. And there are a couple ways to get around having to do this. One of them is that healer's house, where we had that love scene between Ninten and Anna. There's a telephone in there, so if you save there with your dad, then just kind of die after Craig goes down with Teddy, then you can just get your money back that way. Well, not your money back. You can respawn back up on top of the mountain without having to walk back up. And another thing you can do is you can just use bread while you're up there, and then crumb your way back up there. I neglected to do either of those things, so we're gonna have to climb the mountain the old-fashioned way, which shouldn't be too much of a problem, I don't think. It'd be good to pick up a couple of levels too, although we will have the grind spot that'll pretty much alleviate all our level problems. This will just make it so we have less time spent in the grind spot. Jeesh, this guy's a lot of health. Oh boy. Yeah, I usually just run away from the atomic robots, because taking all that damage really isn't worth it. It's not like Earthbound where you can avoid taking a whole lot of damage by just mashing the button quickly to try to end the battle, because you don't have the scrolling HP in this game that you have in that game. So you're gonna take like 50 damage every time you kill one of those dudes. There's really no way around it. But I really need XP, so figured I might as well just do it. And we're going to stop at the healer's house before we get up to Polylolly Mountain. So we don't really need to conserve our resources right now. Alright, more Death Bar bots. Why not? I'm really would like if Anna would hurry up and get PK Beam Gamma. Because one-shotting stuff will be nice. You know, another nice thing about, well, I say another nice thing. One nice thing about, the fact that these guys, the fact that you don't have a scrolling HP in this game is you pretty much kill these robos anytime you want. Whereas in Earthbound, you really wanted to leave them as the last enemies alive, because you could abuse scrolling HP and finish the battle before your HP scrolled down the whole way. Can't really do that in this game, so you're kind of free to just kill them whenever you want. A lot of the times it is better to kill them first, because they can heal the other enemies. Yeah, we are taking a beating just getting to the healer's house. Kind of at the mercy of the encounter rate, it seems like. But, eh. PSI. So one thing you're probably wondering, and by you're probably wondering, I mean you're probably not wondering, because A, you haven't been paying enough attention, or B, you've played this game before, is what would happen if we just kind of avoided the house on Mount Toy, where all the crud went down and Teddy died. Would we still have Teddy? And yeah, we would still have Teddy, but the thing is, you can't progress any farther in Mount Toy without Lloyd. So you kind of need to lose Teddy once you got Teddy. Or you can just never get Teddy in the first place. Either of those works. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up on infinite medicine, because it does not hurt to have. Actually, it's very great to have because we can save on our PP. And we will need PP for Warp Slip for Ninten, and we'll need PP for actually doing reasonable damage for Anna. Excuse me. The fact that Anna can't bash really is a bummer, because it basically means her attacks are tied to limited resources. Whereas Ninten can pretty much do good enough damage with his bash that he doesn't really need the offensive PSI. Another reason why Ninten's pretty much the best character in this game. And the fact that he outspeeds everything. I honestly think that's the biggest point in his favor. It's like Earthbound Mother 3, Ness and Lucas are pretty much like masters of everything, except they have one weakness, and that is their speed. They pretty much always go, if not last, like near last. Ninten always goes first. He kind of has advantage there. Alright, so we have to fight 3 Starmen, 3 blue Starmen. Anna just got life up, I think that's Sigma. I think what that does is it heals everyone in your party. Although I thought that was life up Pi, but I guess not. Alright, I'm gonna have Anna shield Beta. That will put up a shield on everyone, which will help everyone not die. And Lloyd, go ahead and flamethrower these guys up. Now, I believe these guys have PK Beam Gamma, so if they use it on Lloyd, he's gonna die, because Lloyd doesn't have a Franklin badge. For there are only 2 Franklin badges in this game, and you have more than 2 characters. Kind of a bummer, but what you gonna do? So Starman C has a shield up. I don't think shields protect him from PSI, so I'm gonna go ahead and have Anna use a beam on him. Alright, he's dead. Alright, now we can just wail on this guy and we'll probably be fine. Correct. And we proceed. So, another one of the common complaints about this game is that Mount Atoy / Holly Lolly Mountain / whatever is generally considered to be ridiculously and unfairly difficult. And don't take this as me being like, oh man, I'm such a boss, because I'm not a boss. I do die here pretty frequently, but I mean, it's not that bad. I don't die here any more frequently than I do in the Return to Omnet in Earthbound. I never hear anyone talking about that. That place will gosh dang wreck you. Stinging Octobots that can just dynamize you out of nowhere. And have PK Starstorm. I honestly think that's the hardest area in any Mother game. Not more so than Mount Atoy. Because, really, no matter how hard the enemies in Mount Atoy can get, Ninten outspeeds everything, and he has Warp Slip. So, you choose your battles in this game. And if you choose your battles wisely, you're probably going to be fine. Let's go ahead and shield up. So that's another one of the complaints about this game that I don't entirely get. Oh, crud. These guys have freeze. Alright, so this would be an example of not choosing my battles wisely. Probably should have Warp Slipped here, because Anna's in a tough spot now. But we'll be at the healer's house soon, and I'm pretty sure that the healer can revive people. Jeesh, Lloyd is a boss with that flamethrower. Scratch what I said about Lloyd not really getting good items. Seems like he does get one good item, and that's the flamethrower. At like the end of the game. Alright, so we need life up hardcore. Actually, Anna needs her PSI for attacking, so we need medicine hardcore. Yeah, medicine is fantastic, because it heals like 100 HP, and that's pretty much going to get you up to max for like the whole game. As you can tell by the fact that it's getting up to like max at the final area. Yep, here we go. I don't know if the map for Mount Atoy was simplified at all. In the original it was kind of a rope maze, but finding my way really easily. Don't fight grizzly bears. Just gonna throw that out there. We're out. That would be an example of choosing your battles wisely. Okay, so we can heal this guy's house without fear of giant robot attacks now. Which is nice. He heals you when he says, I know what you want, take this. I'm entirely sure what he gives you, but See, alright, look how much money we just got from climbing up here. We got $1,300 deposited in our bank account. So yeah, we're probably going to build up the rest of the money we need, just as we grind up here on top of Mount Toy. And we're coming up on the grinding spot very, very soon. As in, it's right up here. Alright, so this boat is why you need Lloyd. The boat's engine is in poor condition, but Lloyd got it running. And you do need this boat, for reasons. So yeah, if you try and go here with Teddy, you can't end up on the lake. So contrary to what you might expect, your entire goal with the boat is to crash it and get sucked into a whirlpool, and then you find this underground laboratory. Underwater laboratory? Could be underwater and underground. No, it is underwater and underground, because we got sucked into the hatch. Actually, we're just kind of surprised to see that cutscene where he gets sucked into the hatch. Doesn't seem like the kind of thing this game would do. We haven't really had a cutscene yet. Not that I know of. It's like Pokemon Emerald, where you have that cutscene of Rayquaza coming on Cetopolis City. You're like, whoa, GBA Pokemon games can have cutscenes? Didn't know we had the technological capabilities for this. I think we're almost at the end of this area. There's no enemies in this area. It's just kind of meant to be long and foreboding, I guess. It's not really foreboding in any way, because look what we have here. Check. The instance sensed intent, the robot sprang to life. My name is Eve, I've been waiting for you. My father was George. He was taken to the ends of the universe, and he returned here. So if you pay attention to the text, in the very beginning of the game, before we even met in 10, I talked about backstory, where there's a dude named George and a wife named Maria, and this was 80 years ago, and they disappeared, and the reason why that happened is they got abducted by aliens, hence the taken to the ends of the universe. And George returned after like 2 years, but Maria never returned. And George built this laboratory with this robot, and this robot is here to protect us. So this is the grinding spot. We have Eve with us, and Eve is OP as crud. Eve outspeeds everything, and Eve one-shots everything. So basically, we can just have Eve do all our dirty work for us, and get XP. And we're going to do that until we get to level 25. So, more about George. I don't know if the game ever actually straight up says it, but I believe that there was I think there was some sort of book in Japan that does straight up say it. And that is that George is Nintendo's great-grandfather, as in the person who wrote the person who studied PSI and wrote the great-grandfather's diary that let us get into Magicant. You know, this grinding's gonna be a bit more difficult with the loading counter rate, I'm realizing. What you gonna do? So, yeah. That thing I was saying when I got Lloyd in that Nintendo was not any sort of chosen one, and he was not on this quest because Destiny told him to. That's not entirely true, because Nintendo sort of has to be the one to do it, because George, aka his great-grandfather, anticipated that he would be trying to save the world, and basically set stuff up to help him. One of those things being Eve. But Nintendo doesn't really know that when he starts off on his journey. Whereas, Ness is straight up told, oh, you're the chosen one, you have to save the world. And Lucas is kind of he's thrust into it, and he sort of gets told about the chosen one thing with the needles later. But Nintendo doesn't know anything like that, ever. And he's not really thrust into this adventure, per se. He gets attacked by his lamp, I guess. But his house was fine after that. He could have just stayed home. But he actually decides to go out and do something. And I really like that. It's nice to have a protagonist with some actual initiative, because it kind of makes him feel more heroic, in my eyes. Alright, so this is the one instance of battle where, excuse me. Eve can't just like totally wreck everything because we have 3 enemies. So my strat here is to put up shields and defend. And just kind of hold out until Eve can destroy everything. Oh boy, Anna was blinded. I'm pretty sure all blinding does is it makes it harder for you to land your physical attacks. And that's not exactly important on Anna. But yeah, Ninten's probably my favorite protagonist in the series. Just because, like, he actually has initiative. I really like that. So, Eve is very similar mechanically to the Flying Man, in that you don't really get to directly control her, unlike Pippi. She just kind of does her own thing. But thing is, unlike Flying Man, Eve is immortal until, spoilers, she dies in a scripted event. But in battle, Eve is immortal, so we can pretty much just grind for her as long as we need to. For her. With her. Words are hard. Let's just defend, because we only need to stand out 1 turn. Ah, he took my bread! Gosh dang it, good thing we bought 3 things of bread. Fare thee well, dude. Alright, Intense level 21. We're getting up there. I'm not really sure what level I should probably be for the final boss, honestly. Because, it's kind of varied a lot in my different run-throughs of this game. And I discovered my last run-through that you can actually put up shields against the final boss. And shields do have the damage that you take against the final boss. And the final boss is pretty much just an endurance test, so shields make it twice as... I want to say twice as easy, because it's not easy without them. Shields make it half as difficult. So I probably don't really need to be that high level. Also, Anna has life up Sigma, so I can just heal everyone in the party in 1 turn. So as long as Anna stays alive, I'll probably be fine. So yeah, really the only point to leveling now is being able to kill the dragon. I will say, I think this hack is really pretty great. I like what they did with the graphics, in terms of like the overworld sprites, although I do kind of have like a nostalgic sentiment towards the original overworld sprites. But I do like these ones, and I really love how Lloyd and Anna come at decent levels. But one thing I will kind of get down on this hack for is when I play Beginnings or the GBA version, Ninten is usually strong enough to fight the dragon by like the caves leading up to this area, and he was not strong enough in this version. And I feel like part of that is just because of the lowered encounter rate. But what you gonna do? If you didn't just like blatantly speed through this game like I do, then he would probably be level 25 by now. I know last time I played this hack, Ninten was level 15 when I got Lloyd, and Lloyd came at level 15. But in this run through, Ninten was only level 10 when Lloyd was level 15 when I got Lloyd. So probably the problem is that I just didn't really level much around Podunk's Day. There you go, Anna. Get that sick lev. So yeah, it kind of looks like this episode is going to mostly just be Eve grinding. So probably what will happen is final episode will probably just be us fighting the dragon, and then doing some, well, yeah, the final episode will probably just be us fighting the dragon, and then the final boss. I'd be willing to bet. We'll see. Time will tell, but I assume so. Oop. So one thing I'm noticing that this hack seems to change about the map for this area is I'm pretty sure that in the original you could loop around this lake from either side, you could get to the part north of this lake from the left or from the right side of the lake. But it seems like they blocked off the passage from the right side of the lake in this version of the map, which is kind of interesting. Excuse me. Oh boy, we've been disabled. I know that one thing that remake of this game in the Earthbound ROM, that ROM hack I talked about, the ROM hack I talked about in the graveyard in Marysville. I know that one thing that that hack is doing on Mount Toy is, I believe, the house where Teddy gets wrecked is moved further up the mountain, just so that you have more time spent actually having Teddy. Which I think is kind of nice, because we had Teddy for all of 10 minutes. Poor Teddy. Part of that is the insane encounter rate we ran into. By that I mean the insane lack of encounters that we ran into. Oh crud, Eve was blinded. I don't know if that actually affects Eve's accuracy or not. I mean, it probably doesn't, but we should probably prepare just in case. So we'll go and bash this guy. We'll freeze Gamma that guy. Yep, Eve's encounter rate is down. Alright, so we've run into one instance where Eve is not totally, that's a word. We've run into one instance where Eve is not totally infallible. Hopefully Eve will pull through for us here. Luckily Anna's good enough. Good job, Eve. Dude, defense up ain't gonna help you when I have freeze Gamma. Alright, never mind, maybe it will. We'll go ahead and freeze Alpha you. Nice miss, Eve. Alright, so I'm guessing Smash is like ignore defense or something, because Ten would have done like 1 damage without that smash, and instead he did 80. Alright, 3 more levels to go. Oh boy. Yeah, Mount Toy kind of tends to become a bit of a necessary grind, but what you gonna do? Balance the game better. It's one thing you could do. This hack does balance the game better, because the enemies here they're pretty ridiculous in the original version. Again, I don't think this area is as bad as people talk it up to be, because you can just pretty much instantly escape from them if you want to. So you basically just dodge everything until you get Eve, and then grind until you're capable enough to take them on. But the enemies are pretty strong. I remember reading somewhere that when they were designing the original game, when they got to Mount Toy, they just kind of like wanted the game to be done, so they hardly bothered with playtesting and actually getting the enemy scaling correct. And you can kind of tell because there are a lot of enemies that only show up on Mount Toy, and then they cycle through like 3 different levels of stronger reskin. It's kind of crazy. Fare thee well, Mook Sr. I'm really kind of wondering what XP Nintendo has to be at to get to level 25. But hey, started this episode off at level 18, and he's level 22. So we got 4 levels, he needs 3 more. So we're more than halfway there. How about that? When you're grinding with Eve, you want to stay in the general area around this lake, because, excuse me. If you go too far north, there's crap that goes down that makes you lose Eve forever. And when you're trying to grind with Eve, you don't want that. And if you go south by the healer's house, yeah, I'm not really sure what happens when you go down there. I just know that you can't do it. I don't really bother to try, because Eve is a little bit too valuable to our cause. I could try that when the time comes to get rid of Eve. We'll see. I'm willing to bet what happens is just the same thing that happens when you go north. But my only problem with that theory is that in the GBA version of this game, I'll go ahead and say it, in all versions of this game, when you go too far north, Eve dies. And in the GBA version of this game, they added an item called the memory chip that lets you teleport to where Eve died. And the existence of the memory chip is the one thing that makes me kind of doubtful as to whether the exact same thing happens if you go south as what happens if you go north. Because if the exact same thing happened when you went south, then Eve would die, and then you would get the memory chip. But then the memory chip, where would it teleport you to? Would it teleport you to the south, or would it still teleport you to the death location in the north? I'm not entirely sure. That might be something worth checking out. Also, dang this encounter rate. Alright, there we go. What's up, Mook Senior? Alright, good job, Eve. Yeah, I already feel like strong enough to just get through the final area. It's like, if I didn't need to be level 25 to wake up the dragon, I would totally just blitz my way to the final boss by now. But can't exactly do that. I know that in the Japanese version, there's some way to like glitch your way past the thing that checks that you got all 8 melodies. The Japanese version of, well, I don't think there is a Japanese version of this hack. So yeah, the Japanese version of the original, as in the original. I saw a tool-assisted speedrun of this game once, where I think they did that. Oh, crap. Boom. Watched a tool-assisted speedrun of this game once too, and it's kind of hilarious because what they did was each time you go into the, well, I'll say each time, yeah, words are hard. When you're on the map, each time you go back to the map, the game generates a random number, and that number is like how far you can go before you run to another enemy, and that number resets when you open the menu. So what that tool system speedrun did was, excuse me, Nintendo was just running across the map, and they'd open his menu, and they'd close it. He's running across the map, and they'd open his menu, and he'd close it. And they just had no random encounters throughout the entire game doing that. I think the way he beat the Starman Jr. was by just abusing the crud out of the rope. And I think there was also a bunch of RNG abuse in the other required fights, in terms of just moving around the menu and making it so like all their attacks miss and crud like that. Yeah, it was it was amusing to say the least. They entirely skipped Anna, they got Lloyd, and I think Lloyd, like, if I recall correctly, Lloyd fired the rocket in Duncan's factory and then died and just stayed dead for the rest of the game. It was pretty great. Yeah, like all of the levels that Nintendo got were on Mount a Toy here, grinding with Eve. Basically just mega grinded once you got here, to the point where the dragon could be fought. Oh boy, brain shock. Which is pretty much exactly what's going on here. I'd link to that in the description, but there's 2 problems with that. One is that I'm far too lazy. And 2 is that I'm sure there are a lot of tool-assisted speedruns of this game, and I don't even remember which one it was. So, you know. Level 23, we're getting closer. Wahoo. Mount a Toy. At least this place has good music. Every time you run into an area of this game that actually has unique overworld music, it's just a joy. Sup, Mook Senior? Bunch of the music in this game was, well, reused isn't quite the right word, because they had to kind of like remake it on the SNES, and I don't know if remix is the right word, because a lot of them have like the same sort of feel behind them, but yeah, I guess remix would be the right word. I don't know, versions of the music in this game of SNES instruments, but Moutoi's music is not in Earthbound, but the music in the caves leading up to Mautoi, where we fought all the Blue Starmen, is. It shows up in the Mole Caves in the desert next to Forside. Speaking of desert next to Forside, that place uses the music from the desert in this game. Pollyanna, which is the overworld music, like just the normal overworld music, when Nintendo's have any party members. They have like a slow remix of that song. That's the music for Ness's house. Being Friends, which is the overworld music for when Nintendo has a party member, that doesn't show up in Earthbound at all. Which is kind of weird because they use as the music for the on-net stage in Melee. Of all the music they could pick for the Earthbound stage, they pick a song that is not in Earthbound. But I'm alright with that. The thing that really bugs me about that particular remix of Being Friends is it shows up in Smash Wii U, because Onette's back in Smash Wii U, gotta have the music for the Melee stage of Onette. But in Smash Wii U, which generally has descriptive titles for the songs in that game, it just calls the title of that song Onette, which is kind of weird considering it's not Onette's music, not in Earthbound at least. It's not even in Earthbound. It's Being Friends, not Onette. And it has a bit of the 8 melodies sprinkled in there too. So I'm not sure why they didn't rename that in Smash Wii U. Especially considering in Brawl, that song was in Brawl too, and the sound test there called it Mother parentheses Melee, as in a song in Melee that was from Mother. And then Pollyanna's also in that game. Pollyanna's actually in Mother 2, aka Earthbound, and that song was called Mother 2 in Brawl. Excuse me. So they changed the title in Smash Wii U to make it even less descriptive of the origin of the song. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. That is a nitpick I have, for sure. But, what you gonna do? Other music in this game that came back in Earthbound, the theme for when you go to the store came back as the drugstore theme in Earthbound. And I think that can't be it. But I feel like it kind of might be. The song that plays when you go to just like generic underground areas in this game, like the song that plays in the Match Camp Caves and Nintendo's basement, the song actually is in Earthbound, as in it's in the ROM, but it's unused, which is kind of weird. Thinking like maybe they were going to use that in the Mole Caves, but they just didn't. I don't know. So much vitality. Nintendo, like, I don't even care about what stat curves you get at this point. Do I medicine up? No, we'll life up. Yeah, I don't care about your stat growths. As long as you hit that magic number of 25, I'll be set. And I am pretty certain it's 25, because last time I played this game, I tried to fight him when I was like, well, 22, and it didn't work out. Alas, alas. Oh, there is one other song in this game that appears in Earthbound. Oh no, okay, there are 2 other songs in this game that appear in Earthbound. One of them is Youngtown's theme, aka Easter's theme. In Earthbound, that theme's Paula's theme. Plays when she's locked up by Car Painter in Happy Happy Village, which I don't really like the context of that, because like the Youngtown theme it's very like it fits the tone of when it's used in this game very well, because it feels very like distressed. But well, the kids in Youngtown are very distressed because they lost all their parents, Jimmy Neutron style. But I don't know, I don't feel like it really fits Paula as her theme in Earthbound. Though most of the time when it does play, it's when she's in distress, like when she's captured by Card Painter. So I guess it fits, but I don't know, it just feels a little bit off to me. Sup, Mook Senior? I talk about things I like about this game more than Earthbound a lot, but don't get me wrong, I really do like Earthbound a lot. It's just I like this game more. And I'm pretty sure I'm one of like 5 people on the planet that does like this game more, so might as well elaborate my position. As nonsensical as it may seem to the average person who's not me. Anyway, the last bit of music that appears in this game, and also in Earthbound, that I know of, that's coming to mind, is the hippie battle theme, which is used as the hippie battle theme in Earthbound. So, yeah. Good use of music there. In terms of Mother 3, Mother 3 doesn't really carry over. Oh no, there's one more song that I forgot about that's also in Earthbound. Man, I'm just like, not... My memory is faulting today. But, that one other song is, Alright, thanks for, killing the one Mook that I bothered to attack, Eve. Anyway, that one other song is, Snowman. The Snowman theme plays in Jeff's boarding school in Earthbound. Alright, Eve. Thanks. We'll just keep wasting it as PP. I mean, we're gonna have to go back to Magicant to fight the dragon anyway, so we're going to have to fully heal. So, whatever. There you go, Eve. Alright, so now I'm pretty sure that that's the last song that's both in this game and Earthbound. So yeah, anyway, Mother 3 doesn't really carry over a lot of the music from these games, but as far as I know, there's 3 songs from this game that are also in Mother 3. One of them is Snowman, which plays on the snowy mountain that's name I forget in Mother 3. Another one of them is Pollyanna, which plays in the Hall of Memories in Mother 3. And the last one is the 8 Melodies, and they appear in oh, I hit auto fight. Oh, I can back out of auto fight. Cool. Yeah, the 8 Melodies play in the man, words are hard. The 8 Melodies play in the credits theme of Mother 3. It's an amalgamation. I should stop using words I don't know. It's a mix of the 8 Melodies from this game, the 8 Melodies from Earthbound, and Mother 3's love theme. Alright, so Nintendo's level 25, so it's time to kill Eve. Let's kill her from the south, just so we can see what it looks like. But first, let's go ahead and bread up. That's not the way to the south. Alright, south, where are you? To the south, I know, but where is the way to the south? Okay, yep, here we are. Yeah, this guy's back. So, as last time, there's no way to just beat him on your own. You have to have Eve do it. It's remodeled to be stronger, so we can't blow it up with a tank. Speaking of which, I should probably explain where Lloyd got that tank last time. Except I probably don't need to, because if you're watching this, you've probably played this game before. But, that side quest in the desert with, the dude who had the airplane in the tank that we blatantly skipped, that's that guy's tank. So I guess the implication is that you do that side quest in the desert, and then you use that guy's tank, then you pay for the tank repair, because you have to get Teddy, and then you end up, it's like, oh, the tank guy helped us out too. But, we didn't really do that. Alright, so Eve is dead. Eve was destroyed and ceased functioning. Alright, and that's the 7th melody. And we do not get the memory chip, so I'm really curious what happens in the GBA version of this game. But, we don't Onyx hook up, because it's dragon fighting time. And, we'll use our breadcrumbs to get back up there to Eve. So, first thing we're going to do is go ahead and heal up. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to get money and buy more items, but should probably do that next episode, because this episode's long as crud, because of all that sick grinding. So I'm gonna go ahead and save first. And then what we'll do is we'll withdraw some money, we'll buy all the defensive items we can, because I think I'm pretty much going to call this good on hoarding money. If we can't afford all the defensive items we want after all that grinding, yeah, 89,000. Well, $8,900. Yeah, if that's not enough to afford all the items we want, we're not getting all the items we want. Alright, so next time we'll do that. We'll fight the dragon, and we'll probably fight the final boss. Alright, adios.